everyone, Beth Sager. I'm here with Sharon Gunda. She is the outreach coordinator for the town of Lexington. And which department is that?
That's the Human Services Department.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So tell me what you guys do. What does your department do?
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Beth. So the Human Services Department is one of Lexington's departments, of course, just like DPW or any other town department. So under that, our division, we have the senior service, so council on aging. Like every town has a council on aging, so we have the senior services. Then we have the youth and family services department, and as well as transportation and veteran services. And then my role, I'm the outreach coordinator, so I sort of kind of work with all the different divisions to inform the public about our services.
Okay, so what do you guys do within this department? So what does?
Oh, thanks. So it just varies from the different divisions. So the Council on Aging or Senior Services Department, which is the assistant director for that is Hamali Shah. So they really take care of all the senior programming, anything that has to do with seniors, really. Events, programs. We also have a town nurse who works under that division. She also works in, collaborates with others, but mostly she works under the senior services to do, before COVID, she would go in to do home visits. We're starting that up again to do blood pressure checks on seniors. She would do blood pressure clinics and just like, visiting seniors to make sure that their homes are safe or navigate any issues that they might be struggling with. So I would say that's pretty much like the senior services department, really anything at all that has to do with seniors in town. So it's a very busy department. They have a lot going on. They put out the Sage every month. I don't know if you've ever received it, but it's typically for
Not yet.
Right. It's typically for households, I believe 60 and above.
Okay.
It might be 65. So they put out the Sage, which has all the different information about what's going on in town for seniors. So
that's nice.
That's nice. It's really great.
And what about Youth and Family Services? What does that department do?
So Youth and Family Services focuses on population 60 and under, and that is headed by Tony Asirio. So he's the assistant director for that department. And I also collaborate, again, I should say that I work with residents across the lifespan. So, 1 minute I could be working with seniors, the next I'm with, kiddos, which I love. I get to see people in different stages in life. So Youth and Family Service, like I said, it's 60 and under, and really helping families and individuals navigate any issues that come up in life, whether it's mental health, financial issues, transportation, even helping them sign up for pool passes or subsidized recreation passes. We work with them. If they qualify, we help them with the application process and submit it to the recreation department. Excuse me. We also do collaborate quite a lot with the schools, with whether it's the high schools or the middle schools, any counselors. We collaborate a lot with the counseling department on different issues kids might be facing at school, and if they're transitioning, those issues are affecting them at home or vice versa, then we work with the family, because the school can only do so much. They typically work within the school setting, so we can kind of pick up and help the family in the home, whether that's doing family counseling, that's typically brief, or individual counseling. We can do that as well, sort of to help families, if there's a crisis, help them to get stabilized and then refer them to long-term therapists or solutions. So that's typically what we're doing with youth and families.
And tell me, what's the transportation department?
So the transportation department is headed by Susan Barrett. And transportation, they work with Lexpress, the buses around town. They also do work with the taxi. They do a lot of subsidized type of work. Vouchers. It's hard for me to speak so much about transportation because it's not a department that I really
Right.
interact with a lot. It's when I have clients and that has transportation issues, then I
Okay.
collaborate with them. But so let me see if I have my little cheat sheet here. So yeah, so they also work with the ride, MBTA, Rev shuttles, and all different alternative modes of transportation. They're trying to, come up with different programs, different ways that people can just be able to get out and, navigate their community.
Right.
So, yeah.
Nice. So what is the best part of your job?
The best part is just interacting with the residents. I love working with people, and I love the residents of Lexington. It's been such a welcoming community. Yesterday, I actually marked my 2-year anniversary working in Lexington. So it's been a really wonderful community, really kind people that I've met. A lot of people that are just so active in the community, wanting to do so much to help out others. It's always like someone who's ready to help out, so a lot of volunteers. So it's been just working with the people has been the best part for sure. And also my colleagues are wonderful. I love all my colleagues working here.
Nice,
So.
nice. So are there townspeople that can volunteer in your departments? Like, do you guys have any of sort of the committees that sort of some of the other town offices have? Like, how does that work?
So we actually, we typically have a crew of volunteers
Oh,
pre-COVID. And we had a staff person who was just dedicated to coordinating volunteers, which right now we don't, the person left some time ago and the position hasn't quite been filled yet. But either way, we still typically have a lot of volunteers that work in different areas of what we do. But right now, because of COVID, we've kind of paused a lot of the volunteer work because we're not able to have them in the building because right now the building is open to just staff, and we'll have a plan for reopening to the public. But typically, yes, there are volunteers in any different, whether it's teaching a class or answering phones. So they're definitely volunteer opportunities.
oh, nice, nice.
Mhm.
So what else should the town know about your department? What's like some of the things?
Sure. Yeah. So everything accessing the Human Services Department in Lexington is completely free. It's voluntary. It's confidential. And I like to say voluntary because sometimes we collaborate with the police department, with the fire department. So if there's a call that happens at a home and it's a situation that it's been resolved by the police or fire department and they feel like this family could benefit from a social worker going into the home, then they collaborate with us. They contact us and let us know what's going on, and vice versa. If there's a safety concern, we will connect with them. Sometimes we will work together and go on home visits together. So we have a really great partnership with the police department, fire department. So even though sometimes people may be referred to us by the police, it's still a voluntary service. People can always decline using the service. And then I like to say it's free. We don't take insurance. If we're going to see a family or an individual senior for brief counseling, we don't take insurance. There's no copay. It's completely free.
Oh,
And then it's I think most important part is confidential. People don't want their neighbors knowing what's going on in their home and or town officials knowing. So it's completely confidential. The only time we share information is if there's a safety concern. We're mandated reporters, we're social workers, so we would have to report if there was a safety concern. But otherwise, I think that's the most important takeaway for people to know is that we're here. We're available. You can meet with a social worker for any issues, whether it's, interpersonal conflicts, marital issues, financial. We also have funds that we can help families with if they're struggling, especially during this time of COVID. People have been laid off. People have been really struggling. We've worked with a number of families, helping them to catch up on rent, on mortgage, pay any bills that are outstanding. So we do have funds, and we're available to help people with that.
Oh,
Um,
that's good to know. And
those would
how
be the
many,
most important
and,
takeaways.
yeah, so pre-COVID or what have you, like how many families do you think you guys service in a year?
Oh, wow, I would have to look at our stats. I
Hundreds?
mean, in maybe thousands, I
Oh,
would
really?
think, in different capacities, whether it's, if it's like counseling one-to-one, going to provide, then I would say in the hundreds. I'm not sure, I want to say thousands, but whether it's events, information, and referrals. A lot of times people just call us, a quick call. They just want information, and maybe a 5-10 minute call. Okay, this is where you need to go to, for whatever issue. So yeah, in that sense, we service like thousands. We have like thousands of people.
Wow. 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 Well, I'm glad everyone finds you. I did not
I
know
hope.
you existed.
Well, we hope everyone finds us.
Right.
We want, the hope is for everyone in the community to know that we're here, so that when they need us, they know how to access the service. So
Right. Well, hopefully this helps.
hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time and all your information. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure anytime.
Okay, awesome.